Hello, dear viewers. We welcome you to the third season of our regular international discussions on Creative Society TV, which provides an uniting platform for all indifferent people in the world to discuss common and pressing issues of our society, and moreover, to provide solutions to these problems. On May 7th, a unique and unprecedented event titled Global Crisis, We Are People, We Want to Live, took place. This event was prepared by people, for people, by independent volunteers who care not only for their own future, but for the future of all people in the world. That is why this event was translated into 100 languages and streamed on thousands of media platforms.
Greetings, dear friends. During the forum, multiple vital topics and facts were presented, which are not covered by the mainstream media. All the information and facts have been carefully collected and cross-checked by numerous people around the world. This event was the product of months of hard work of volunteers, each driven by the desire to live. And it was presented by means of scientific facts and figures, and it showed that the only enemy we have is climate, and that we have a chance not only to win the last war against the climate, but also to come out of these times with maximum benefit to ourselves and future generations. And our only solutions is change the deceitful, bad, and inhuman format of consumer society we live in now into a creative format, providing stability, safety, harmony, and unity for everybody.
Yes, thank you, Robert. And now let me introduce our honorable guests who are here with us today, and they decided already take action and speak up. And let me introduce Andrei Pridnia from Canada, who is an ERP architect. Welcome, Andrei.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. And Samuel Lokule from South Sudan, who currently lives in Uganda. And he's a founder and director of Arise and Shine Youth Association. Welcome, Samuel. And we also have with us Daniel Oelofse from South Africa, who is a former construction and maintenance worker. He also worked with animals, but currently works as technician in fire prevention, health, and safety. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. And dear guests, thank you so much for being with us today. And dear viewers, you are also invited to take part in such international discussions. Please watch the forum and write to the official email info@creativesociety.com. You can also write to all of our social medias like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or TikTok. And because now it's time for everyone to speak up and unite. And before we move on with our discussion, let's watch a short video which was presented on the forum.
Humanity's last war is already underway. The enemy is destroying everyone in its path.
At first, I thought it was a bomb explosion.
It's scary. It's very scary.
Honestly thought that I was going to die.
What was happening was like a nightmare. Everything was destroyed.
I couldn't stand to see the corpse of a mother hugging her burnt child.
My heart is breaking with pain.
Our enemy is climate.
Everything was destroyed.
There was no warning, no advice, nothing.
When I went out, I saw something that looked like a tsunami.
My father died right under our rubbled house. If only I could have helped him. I thought my family and I would die because the wind and the rain were unbelievably strong.
I'm looking for my wife and I need her.
I want to be strong, but I can't hold back my tears.
When we realized that the water had invaded the house, we only had time to get people out of the house.
There was no time to grab anything, and I lost everything.
And these are just its first attacks. It won't agree on humanitarian corridors. It won't sign a peace agreement. It doesn't need time to regroup. And it won't run out of missiles. With each new attack, the enemy only gets stronger. What can we oppose against this enemy? Can we, humans, survive this war? If meanwhile, instead of carrying out planetary mobilization and creating a united front, we are killing each other.
I don't want to die. I want it all to be over as soon as possible. Suddenly the windows started shaking, and with the second one, everything exploded. They were actually burnt alive.
The second bomb dropped.
We're killing the planet that is our only home. We are investing billions of dollars in pseudoscience and the business of a few, instead of providing for life to billions. We are being artificially divided. We've been inculcated with hatred for one another, and all for the power of a few over the billions over us. But before the climate, everyone is equal. Everyone will lie in one mass grave unless we rally our strength today and stand united against the common enemy. Yes, it's hard, but we must do so if we want to survive. For we are people. We want to live.
Dear guests, watching the pictures that were presented on the forum and listening to all the information, you just realize that this is not an isolated case that is occurring, but they are synchronized. So all of a sudden you get the whole picture. And the information that were presented on the forum were so vital that it could not left anybody just idle. Wouldn't you agree, Andrei?
Yeah, I agree. This information could be really devastating. The first thing that comes into my mind is when I was watching it, is like, oh my God, this is actually happening. This is not just somewhere out there, right? It is actually happening right now. It's not coming in few short years, few short days or whatever. It's here already. And all these facts that were shown on the conference, the many facts that were shown on the conference, but let me tell you that there were way more that was gathered by, Creative Society team all over around the world, eyewitnesses and other videos and, different information. It was analyzed and put together to show us what's actually happening. So whatever we've seen in the conference, it's not just, few videos here and there in this country, other country. This is actually essence of what is going on right now, right? if, let's say, there is a flood, it's not just flood in one city. It could be for entire country, for maybe for entire continent. It's coming. It's here already. It's happening. People out of their home. Millions already lost their homes. Other shocking facts that were showing that tens of thousands of people dying from hunger. And on the other side, we are throwing away food that we produce. And all of this, it was done by us people. It just, nobody did it for us. We did it as a society. We did it for ourselves. And that was really, really shocking for me. And, eyes opening. So those the facts that they were shown. And again, I want to highlight that the analytical team of Creative Society did huge work to put all this together and to show that this is actually here. This is happening. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Andrei. And yeah, I agree with you. It is already here. And the forum showed that very clearly that, what is happening in the world right now, it's the result of the consumer format. And nobody is actually safe in front of the climate, change. Like you mentioned, it is not happening just in one city. If there's a flood, it's sometimes happening in the whole country. And we never know when it comes to our country, even though right now we might still feel safe, but, for how long? And also, for me, it's super important to think about other people. Just because I am safe right now, I have an illusion of safety right now, it doesn't mean that I don't care about other people, that, they're suffering, they're becoming refugees, their kids, and what is happening to them, and so on. Daniel, what information was really eye-opening for you at the forum?
I must say, I think the information that was most eye-opening to me was the fact that we already have the technology for us, all humanity, to be provided with food, housing, free electricity, water, and all these things. Yet we still live in a world where I say majority of people don't just have to struggle to get by day to day, and as well as the information that was shown as to what's happening in the Ukraine and with the human slavery and the refugees, especially the camps where refugees are being held at, which is, it's just, you can't understand how things like this can still be happening, and yet we say we live in a world that's civilized. To me, it seems like the world is less civilized now than it was. It doesn't even make sense we've got all these things at our disposal to help humanity, yet how are we using it? We're not using it for the betterment of humanity in this consumer society. And that's why I honestly believe it's so important for everybody to get the information and to know what is the truth and what's going on in this world, that we don't have to struggle like this. There doesn't have to be people that's dying from hunger, children which is getting sold into slavery and all these things. It's I think we can all agree that if you really go and look in your life, there's so many things that hinders us from just spending time with our own families, having to work so many hours a day and not having time to actually do anything. Yet we can't even imagine how lucky we are having these things and, having a job and all that, while there's millions of people that doesn't have nothing and which are dying in the most horrible conditions. And the fact that we have this technologies and that all these things are actually done by us humans. We make these things, we put it into action. Why are we putting stuff into action which is causing our own misery and destruction? It doesn't make sense. That's why I believe the information and the truth that's been voiced by the Creative Society is so important for everybody to know. Even if a lot of people say, yeah, they don't want to know the truth, they've got already too many problems. But if you know the truth and you start acting, then you won't have that problems. And we can all live in a world which is safe, and we can all live happily. And that's my impression. And I'm so inspired by everybody's work that they're doing all around the world to get this information out to people. And there's really nothing more important in the world at the moment than for us to become human again, because we are people and we want to live like the foreign states. It's ridiculous that we're working ourselves so hard just to struggle, yet we can, when we start caring about other people and taking responsibility for what we do, then all our lives will be much better. Thank you.
Yes, Daniel, I absolutely agree with you that knowing and having the technologies, and basically it happens by our action. It's not that somebody came and just did it for us and do the evil as well. It's us, actually. So yes, we are all responsible for what is happening. Doesn't matter, no matter how we look in front of a mirror, it's us who have to take action and who are responsible. Samuel, what about you? What was that spark from the conference, that information that touched you the most?
Thank you so much once again. It was a bit of network that cuts me off on my communication. And then all in all, I have to say thank you for this. As my colleague have said, the technology. And then what I just touched more, it's about the children, the lives of the children. When I watch through, I see children the most suffered, and their lives. When I just watched through, I know many of you have seen what happened to the children, and then there's something or hospitals. No, others are stuck without food, and they really suffered a lot. And I just felt to join together and then see this life of children are safe. Especially more of it is the child abuse from the right, the abuse on what they have to do, and they need the support from us, because these are children. They don't have decisions by themselves. They cannot make things by themselves, but they need our support. They need our effort. They need our ideas. They need our technology. They need our ways that which one can we show to them as children. So I felt that we have to join together and then put more effort and then see the children are put in the right direction. We show them what is they have to do. We need to encourage them that they still have something, and they cannot do it by themselves, but it's by us. So I was thanking Creative Society for bringing us so that we can easily put that children are in our hearts, and children need us. We need children, but children need us too. So the bigger part is from us. So as a Creative Society in this platform, I feel that we need to join hands together, and we need to put things together. We see that the whole world, no child can be found a victim of any other climatic change, where there can be any other form of child abuse, but rather give them the tool to prosper in the future. And we see a strong world strong that with the children that is trained by us. So it's what I have to say. But at this moment, I just watch. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Samuel, for sharing. And yes, I agree with you. The children is our history, is our future, actually. Sorry. And we need children, and children, they need us. And you're absolutely right that in creative society, with the technology already going on, like vertical farms, which was presented on the forum, which is absolutely amazing. We can solve this problem with hunger for everyone, of course, our children, but also for everyone. And the creative society also provides an stability for these children. So every single child has a full belly, has a good education, and not a single hair is being ripped off from a child's head. So they're all being taken care of. And also, I would like to share my what was eye-opening for me at the forum, because this forum was so powerful. It was so amazing. And what was really eye-opening for me was the structure of the forum, how nicely and logically, the information was put, how everything, evolved. And each part, you're watching, you are getting deeper and deeper understanding, and you're starting to see the bigger picture. And not only the problems of the ecology, climate, consumer format, but mainly you start to see why creative society is absolutely our only solution. And another thing which really touched my heart is, how the forum was prepared, the cooperation, the mutual understanding of people taking part in the preparation, thousands and thousands of people from different countries. They're communicating, they're helping each other, they're there at night, you write, you need help after midnight, there's always somebody responding. It's amazing. And this is how it should work everywhere, not only, in preparation of the forum, but, in our life, at work. And actually, to me, this is proving that creative society is possible, because this is already an example how it can work. And not just creative society is possible, creative society is absolutely necessary for all of us. I love the attorney who from United States who talked about that. They're asking me a question: do you think that creative society is possible from the attorney point of view? And he's saying it's not just possible, it's absolutely necessary for all of us to build it right now. And I just loved it, because you can see that, even attorneys talking about it. So, it's definitely possible. And also, you think about it, everyone wants to live in a creative society, because this is such a friendly, kind, and sincere environment where you feel, like a human. This forum was so powerful that it cannot, leave you indifferent. Trust me. And it depends on all of us to make sure that everybody sees it. And we should spread this information. We have all tools for it. We have social media and everything at our fingertips. And we ourselves should spread this information. And if we have even a slightest chance, even a 0.001%, even the tiniest small chance to change anything, we should take this chance. We simply must. And if I'm a human being, I must do everything to change the current situation and to build a creative society. And right now, I invite you to watch a video fragment from the forum about the amazing technologies which already exist.
Every night, 811 million people go to bed hungry, and already 38 countries are on the brink of starvation. We live in times of instability, pandemics, economic crises, climate disasters, military conflicts. They put millions more people on the brink of starvation. Are you sure you won't be among them? In the consumerist format, no one is secure against starvation these days, but it is such an absurdity. Why? Let's take a look at the technology that already exists. One of them is vertical farms. They have great advantages compared to conventional farms. They produce 300 times more food and up to 30 yields a year. They consume 95% less water and 80% less soil. They make it possible to grow various crops all year round without using pesticides. They don't depend on weather or location and require minimal logistics costs. Harvesting is possible even in Antarctica. Aquaponics. It allows simultaneous breeding of fish and cultivation of vegetables in a single closed cycle. Fish waste fertilizes plants, speeding up their growth by 40%. It is environmentally friendly and can operate in a virtually waste-free way without polluting water bodies. It doesn't involve pesticides and consumes 10 times less water. Yields from 1,000 square meters of land by this method equal to yields from 2 hectares of fields and 20 hectares of ponds. It can be applied in the tropics or an arid desert, and even on the roof of a skyscraper. Humanity has already learned to print food on a 3D printer and to grow fish and chicken meat from cells. Even food made of air is no longer science fiction. A Finnish company is building a factory to produce flour from air and has won the first stage in a competition to provide food for space missions to other planets. We have shown only a few examples of technology, but even they can already resolve the problem of hunger once and for all. Development and introduction of such technologies in the infrastructure of cities will provide people with food everywhere, regardless of crises and disasters. It will make the process of growing food products independent of climate, weather, location, soil fertility, or even logistics. In consumer society, hunger is a prospect for everyone. In the creative society, not a single person in any country of the world will go to bed hungry. It will be up to us, people, to jointly decide which scientific discoveries to implement first, while openness and transparency of information in the creative society will make it possible to ensure reliable control over implementation of our decisions. We really want to live in the creative society. And what about you?
Watching this video at the forum, guys, we already have the technology. And why is it hidden? Why we are not using it already? It's responsibility of people that know and don't tell. They're being irresponsible. We should tell everybody not only what awaits us, what challenges in climate or something else, but we should also tell people how we're gonna basically survive, or how we're gonna do it in the creative society. Because many times they're gonna ask, and well, how do you plan to do this? How do you plan to do that? Well, this is the way how we are planning to do this. And being in an information phase, as we are right now, it is our responsibility to tell people, us who know already the information, how it is gonna happen, how we're gonna do things. And so for us, it's to be an example, to inspire the other people that know the information but are not talking about it yet, to inspire them not to be silent and tell it to people. Don't you agree with me, Andrei, that this is the way how it should go?
Absolutely. Yes, I agree. And I think we have mutual understanding on this forum, on this round table, that all of many things that were happening in this society, in this world, on this planet, was done by humans, by people. And if what gives me hope that if this was done by people, by humans, then the same people can turn all of this around. Especially we have all of this technology, and I live in a country where the climate did not affect that much yet. We don't have war, plenty of food. Everything looks normal and good. You look out the window, and there is nice weather, and everything is hidden by mass media. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about what's going on in this world. Nobody talks about all of these crazy things that are happening around us, what's coming. Nobody knows. And when we informed, not just about what's happening, but also what is possible to overcome all of these difficulties, all of these challenges that come our way, especially on the forum that was shown just a fraction of technology that is available right now. And I'm sure if people will join their forces, scientists from all over the world will join their forces, they can come up with something that will overcome any difficulties. We can do a lot of things together. We just have to unite, and separated we cannot do much. As you can see, in separated, we already separated. That's what we are doing, separated. But when we combine our efforts, we can do a lot of things. We can come up with the technologies, we can come up with different help, and we can stop any war. Just think about it. If soldiers on both sides will put down their weapons, then there is no war anymore. All done, all ends, right? So it looks like that the only chance for us to survive is unite and overcome all of these difficulties as a unit and unity. And I think that's all possible. And the team that worked behind all of this for creative society shows this as an example, right? So thousands of people around the world make this event happen, make this event possible. Everything that happened was done by people. If you put this task to any private company, this private company will run out of the resources very quickly without achieving a fraction what was achieved by people from Creative Society project. And that's why we need everybody on this project to join and unite and overcome anything that comes our way.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Andrei. And yes, it's true. Like you said, mainstream media, they are not talking about it. And this was nicely uncovered, actually, also at the forum, how it works. And that's why it is our responsibility to bring this life-saving information to people. Because, nowadays we have all the technologies, we have internet, all of us have some sort of social media. And it's super easy because, all of us can become a blogger. We can write anything on our status, make a story on Instagram, Facebook, and so on. So pretty much each of us represents a media, So it is simple. This is the way, we can get this information out. But, this is our responsibility. It would be shame not to, take advantage of this great technology, which is right now working, to our hands. So my question is, because I remember Samuel was talking about, the child abuse and what is happening in the consumers format with the kids who lost their parents, who are refugees. Nobody's taking care of them and so on. And they're going through hell. And my question is, if people know about it, why they are not talking about it? Why we don't hear it from, every platform, like people, look, this is what's happening to these innocent kids. Let's do something. Let's change it. So Samuel, what do you think? What would you say to these people who are remaining silent? How to inspire them to talk?
Thank you for that question. The main challenge here is the information that many of people ignore what forms of abuse is given to a child. Say this is just a child. It's just nobody. That's why we see all kind of things happening. special to children. Nobody bothers. I think it's just this is the child. It's having nothing to do. So that's where one of the most things that we find all these are happening during the situations, but nobody can talk about it, and just they think this is minor. But now we are looking into how we can make everyone alert and knows that anything, any maltreatment to a child, it's bad. It can touch the child. It can limit the growth, the development of a child. That's why we're here today, so that we put some ways that how the children we need to move together and do more of awareness on children rights, on what should be done to them, so that we realize the children that we have in the better place. We leave out what the negative thinking that we have about children. As I was saying, many people thought this is a child, it's having nothing. So we better move into a better way of creating awareness on the children right, on what the child, what is our role as a parent, as a caregiver, as a partner, as a government, to see a child survive. So it's what we have to dig out and then put it into place. That's why I talked to a point of awareness on what we need to do to these children, so that we see our children survive, our children cannot be abused in any other form, and they grow up well.
Yes, I agree with you, Samuel. I still remember how did we play with when I was a kid and we lived in Beirut, when we played with other children from the refugees camp. Guys, those were exactly the same kids. They have the same dreams. They're just as us. And many times, as you said, they end up without their parents in the camp. And ever since that until today, nothing has changed. So I totally agree that people who know what are the conditions, what is happening, should not keep silent and tell about it, take action. And this is what it is about, to do something, to participate, to take action, at least a little tiny one. And it can make a huge difference. Like Daniel, who actually translated the forum, and that's something how he can inspire other people. Is that right, Daniel? Tell us, why did you do that? What actually drive you to do that?
I think what drove me was learning more and more about creative society and the struggles that we're sitting with at the moment. I just tried to do whatever I could and to get the information out there. And a few weeks leading up to the forum, I also asked how can I help, and they asked which languages I can speak in. I told them, I can speak Afrikaans and English, and unfortunately there's not many of the Afrikaans speaking people that has gotten the information yet. So I was excited, especially the more older generations of the Afrikaans people. They don't always understand English nicely, so I wanted to have the information in their native language, like a lot of the other translators, I believe, feel the same way. It's easier for a person to understand when it's in your own language. And also leading up to the forum, I was so amazed with how much help I got from the other volunteers to set everything up, to get ready for it. I was on social media or anything like that, and it's through learning about creative society and things that I started looking at the social media and participating in it again. And it was so inspiring for me when I was translating the forum, not just seeing how much work goes into it, but how everybody just pushed and worked tirelessly with understanding and caring for everybody else which is involved. I know the team that was helping me, there was a few times I had to explain things a couple of times to me, and I don't know, it was just, there was no words for it. It's something that I felt a couple of years even before I knew about the Creative Society. It's something that the world is lacking. It lacks that humaneness, that caring for other people, helping other people. And it's through that you notice when I was translating and participating actively in the Creative Society, it's the more you start learning about it, the more you do, even if it's just a little thing that you do, you start to realize that things get easier. And that's something that I've learned when I was in construction as well. When you've got a big job to do and you don't have the people to do it, then you struggle. Or even if you're in a bad mood and you don't really feel like you want to do it, but and things get in your way. But then when you're in a happy mood and you start working, then everything just goes so much better. It doesn't even feel like work, no matter what you're doing. And I think it's such a great thing, the Creative Society. It's beyond words how amazing all the people are, the volunteers and everybody that I've come into contact with that's volunteering and helping in any way, if it's the technical side or translating or wherever. It's an openness and honesty that I haven't experienced in this life, and it's amazing. And I believe the more people actually, even if you're not, you might get scared even. I think a lot of people get scared because they see this and they hear a little bit about the Creative Society, and they think, no, but this can't be possible. But the one thing that also that impressed me so much from the participants of the Creative Society is the people that the participants that give the information. You can get into contact with them. It's not like you watching news on the television or wherever you watch or get the information from. If you try and contact the people that's giving you this information, you can get into contact with them. It's like, if what you're saying is the truth, why can't you, I believe, makes the Creative Societies so important and so much different than anything. It's the honesty and the truth and the openness which everybody shares the information. And I believe the more, like, since I did the translation on the forum, I just felt like I want to do more. Even though we all have works and we get busy with family and all these things, we still take whatever time we can possibly get to talk about the Creative Society and to do what we can to spread the information and to get it to other people that doesn't know about it. Because there's honestly nothing more important than knowledge. And it's a favorite, one of my favorite sayings. I know it's an old saying, they used to say it in a couple of movies. There's three things that can't long be hidden. It's the sun, the moon, and the truth. And I believe it's time for the truth. And the truth is being voiced by wonderful people that's so inspiring. And if anybody who's watching this hasn't watched the forum, or hasn't come in contact with Creative Society, or even if you have watched some of it, but you haven't actually contacted him, you can contact him, and you can go and subscribe on this Creative Society website, and somebody will contact you. If you want to know something, if you're unsure about something, the help is there. You'll be helped. And that is what's so amazing. It's honestly beyond words in this consumer society that we live in. It's something that is slowly being taken away from us, that honesty and openness that is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And that is why I fully support the Creative Society and know that the more we work on it, the more we learn about it, the faster we can all live in a world which is safe and happy. After all, no matter who you go and speak to, even if they don't, even people that wouldn't or say they don't support Creative Society, that's got the wrong impression of it. If you ask them what world you'd like to live in, they'll say no. They don't want corruption. They don't want. Why do they have to struggle with food prices? Why do they have to work 12 hours a day just to make ends meet? All these kind of things. Why do they have to be afraid to go out in the street or go take your kids to the park? And that is, it's, even though you're not a member or participating in the Creative Society, your dreams and your hopes for the future is the Creative Society. And that's why I think it's so important for us to spread information and to get it out there as fast as possible, so that people don't have to struggle and go through these things. So, yeah, and I want to thank as well the host for today as well. It's for inviting me. It's really amazing. Like I say, and the more you participate, the more you want to do. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you to you for taking action, for participating in translation. It's great. It's amazing. And like you said, openness, sincerity, truth, kindness. That's people in Creative Society. It's real people like you, like me, like everyone else. And that's why it's so real, and that's why it's possible, and that's why it's great, because it's not a lie, it's truth. It's the best qualities of people are being supported. And maybe just spontaneously, I would like to ask, maybe Andrei or Samuel want to add something to this, because it was so inspirational that maybe they want to also say something.
Yes, thank you very much for another possibility. I want to convey a message to the people who watched the forum and probably have not decided yet whether they can help anyway or not. And they're probably thinking the task is so huge, it's probably unrealistic, and it looks impossible at a distance, but that's just at a distance. As soon as you start getting into it and you start doing more, and you will realize it is actually possible, it's happening. And as Daniel mentioned, being in construction site, sometimes difficulties overcome when you start doing something. And I can confirm this from the technical, being in IT for many years, that sometimes tasks could look impossible, but that's only before you touch it. As soon as you start working on it, we'll realize, okay, this way is possible, this way is possible, okay, we can involve this specialist, and all of a sudden you're at the end of the project and everything is done perfectly. So my suggestion, don't waste any time. Inaction for any day it's crucial. We need to act very quickly. All of these steps to recover from what we have done for our planet, for our society, for ourselves. We need better future. As it was conveyed on the conference, we are people, we want to live. And I totally cannot be more agree with that. Thank you very much. Join us. Join everybody.
Samuel, would you like to add something?
Yeah, yes. Thank you so much. And Yeah, he says, it's an individual. You cannot do anything. But I believe our being together in this platform, this program, we can do a lot. And it's always, the starting is always hard. It's really very hard. That's why we're struggling to connect people from everywhere, the parts of the world, that at least something we need to do. And all those things have been displayed when I was watching. So it needs us to take action, and that action needs a quick response that we need to do. And we have realized there's something, and there's people that we need to live. You cannot live alone, but you need other people to be behind you. For you to be happy, you need somebody. That's why you say we need people. We need other people that we can move together. And then, but which people can we do? What can we do so that we need somebody behind? It's by taking the action, taking the message, passing it out, creating more platforms, sharing the information that the ABCD happening, that needs me, needs you, needs your strength, needs your knowledge, so that we see in this platform, the world can be at rest, and we can do more when we are together. Because one, like I as an individual, I cannot do anything. I can do, but I can do in my level. For instance, if I take myself, if I'm here, I know there are a lot of challenges that is facing me. But somewhere else, somebody, it's pressed with the same issue. But once it's shared out, somebody can be touched there, and we see something great. It can be put in place. So I will just say more of it. This a spirit of being together, binding us together, sharing the burden. It's just a matter of acting. We need just to acting upon what is happening, and then we say.
Thank you so much, dear Samuel, dear Daniel, dear Andrei, for your inspiration today. It was really amazing to listen to all of you, and also for making example of taking actions in spreading the truth. And the information presented on the forum and also today at our international discussion really matters to each of us. It matters to you. It matters to your children, because we are all people and we want to live. I actually love this phrase because it's so deep. It's the bottom line of everything. We are people, we want to live. It's so simple. And in order for us to live, we first have to inform everyone about it. And like, our dear guest said, we need to unite on this idea of changing the format of society, because we can see that, all the attempts in the current consumer format making positive changes, they were unsuccessful. Just take a look around, how many organizations are there, throughout the world trying to change something, and they haven't accomplished that much. Why? Because it's the format, because the format supports it. But in the creative society, everything is not just possible, but so easy to change, because the format supports it, because this format supports discussion, common understanding, and agreement. But first, everyone has to learn about it. Robert?
Yes, I agree with you, Gabika. Dear viewers, it took millions of people to prepare the forum and collect this life-saving information and bring it to you. Now, it's up to you to make sure this information reaches the 8 billion people on this planet. It is really easy, and it is absolutely realistic to take the first steps towards humanness and unification of all of us. First and foremost, we must not be silent. We must tell our friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers about this. Building the creative society will only become realistic when we accomplish the first and most difficult stage, and that is information one. It's informing everyone. We have to reach the hearts of people and help them understand that creative society is beneficial to all. Everyone benefits from being a human, Everyone benefits from being a united civilization. That is why it is crucial to share this forum with people you know in your social media, with other people that you don't know, and just share it with them. Share your feedback, record your video, make a vlog or picture with citation, write status on your Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and be the voice of truth. The future depends on the action of every single person today. We are people and we want to live. So thank you so much for being with us today, and see you at the next international discussion.
Do you know that people stopped being silent? International discussions.
The truth is that when it comes to migrations and refugees, it is a business.
I saw the market where the children selling out openly.
4 days we were facing the sniper shot us and the bullets above our heads.
If we do not address such issues like human trafficking, tomorrow it could be you, tomorrow it could be me.
Politics is driving the science, not the science driving the politics.
Many people want us to stop to talk, but I say no. This reality can affect and can take your life anytime.
People are losing everything.
$270 trillion.
Where is the money? And where is the result?
This 12,068-year cycle is a clock cycle.
All these problems that we're facing right now, you cannot tackle alone.
Thank goodness we have the creative society
to choose human life over currency.
We're living in one big home, and if this big family fighting with each other, destroying walls of the home, tomorrow we will find ourselves in the streets without a roof, without the families.
From every corner, we can actually hear that it is not economically beneficial. But the question is, economically, it is not beneficial for whom? Isn't beneficial for us people to save our own lives?
We need to bring together all of the intellect, all to the science, all of the people that can actually do something.
I think that the members of Creative Society are the new and real superheroes.
These people already understand that we should urgently act. Do you want to become part of changes? Take action. Don't be silent. You are invited to the new season of international discussions. Watch the forum, Global Crisis. We are people. We want to live. Changes begin from you.